iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series, and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, here for the 5th round of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modified Series for Red Light Racing. My name is Roger Muth up in the virtual Turn 3 Racing Network studios here tonight to bring you all the racing action, the sights, the sounds around this very historic racetrack. The first time this track opened, well, they broke ground back in 1904 before they renovated the track back in 1958. Series like the Arca Menard Series, Super Late Models, the All-American 400, you may have heard of it before. It is run right here at the famous Nashville Fairgrounds. The NASCAR Busch Series have also made historic runs here, along with the NASCAR Truck Series. And how about the famous World of Outlaws? They have been here at this famous speedway. Tonight, though, we will be here for the 3rd time ever in the Modified Series. Of course, 2 times before that, we've raced the SK Modifieds here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Tonight, it's the Big Power, the regular Modifieds, the Whalen Modifieds here for Red Light Racing tonight. And it is 100 laps on the board here tonight. That's what we're scheduled to do. But, well, we come in. I said it's already 4 rounds into the season. Well, who has the top spot of the championship? Well, that's Blade Simmons, the driver out of Florence, South Carolina. He has picked up 2 wins this season. He is the man at the top of the board that everybody is chasing. Alfred Sharon is back there in number 2. He's tied with Sean Single. Neither of those two drivers are here tonight. So that's going to allow the driver that is sitting back in 4th in the championship standings. The Storm from the north of Max Terriot, who has actually set the provisional quick time so far here tonight in our qualifying session. He was sitting 27 points out of the points lead. He should be able to jump over Single and Sharon. Rob Higgins was 5th coming into the night. How about Michael Trevarthen picking up a lot of ground after having himself one heck of a run at the Watkins Glen International. Brian Bianchi is there, sitting there just in the 7th position with Joshua Buckley, Dan Butler, and Dave Bragg rounds out along with Rob Keller. Actually, there's a tie there for the 10th position in the points standings. So Keller and Bragg battling it out to see if they can stay inside the top 10 or, well, which one will have to be on the outside looking in. But there's still a lot of racing left to do this season. We've already been to Bristol. We've been to New Smyrna, Thompson, Watkins Glen. Now we're here for Nashville. We have the USA Speedway coming up in a little while, a couple of weeks. North Wilkesboro, Myrtle Beach. How about the famous Hickory Motor Speedway? That's coming up in February along with Irwindale and Stafford. Those are all the races that are still left on the season, so there's a lot of movement that could happen in the points championship standings coming up. But first, we got to get through the Music City here in Nashville. And it looks like it is about time as our qualifying session is done. This is how we're going to line things up here tonight. This is your starting lineup, brought to us by our friends at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Starting on the front row, he will drive car number 42. It's the MK Medic number 42 of Max Terriot. Starting at P number 2 out of Florida, driving the Rev Esports number 2, the BK Paints number 2. This is Michael Trevarthen. Driving the Rev Esports number 1 BK Paints entry, this is Dalton Williamson. He'll go 3. The 54 North Carolina, Rex Hoyle, the Colony Tire and Service Center 54 NC. He'll go for the 4th spot, while Rob Higgins, the Higgins Hill Racing Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 40, will go 5th. Devin Noel, driving car number 22 out of Carolina, will roll from the 6th spot. Well, how about the Bragg Motorsports number 31, the Jiffy Lube entry of Dave Bragg, will go 7th. Blade Timmons, the championship points leader, he will roll off from the 8th position here tonight, while Tim Williams, who just finished 3rd on Monday night in the Scrambler Series, he will roll from the 9th spot. Rob Haynes is back after missing a month of racing competition action in car number 25. He'll start back there to the 10th spot, while the Culpeppers Bakery Cafe, number 14, Massachusetts. So Brian Bianchi will roll from the 11th spot. How about Mr. Daniel Tobin Jr., driving car number 94 here tonight? He will roll from P number 12. P number 13 here, the driver out of Spring, Texas, driving the Raven Graphics entry, number 7 of Doyle Lowrance. The Racing School number 8 of Dan Butler will roll from P number 14, while how about it, the rookie Philly Edwards, driving car number 73, will roll from 5th. 6th will be the 271 of Aiden Avecchione out of Charleston, South Carolina. He'll roll from 16th. Brandon Feeney in the Liquid Moly K1 Graphics Beefy Motorsports number 38 will go 17th. 18th will go to the driver out of Virginia, the number 99 of Mark Jenkins. Old Granny Hips Joshua Buckley in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 13 will go from the 19th starting spot here tonight. Starting back into the 20th spot. Driving car number 57, this is Rob Keller. Daniel Murphy Jr. driving car number 41 will start from 21st. 22nd will be the Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 30 of Bob Higgins. That's how they will line up here tonight for 100 laps here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modified Series presented by Red Light Racing. This time by the iRacing.com official safety car will make its way on pit road, and we will go 100 laps the distance. Here they come down the front straightaway. Green flag in the air. We are racing here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Big swooping entry for the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. He will lead us. Big crash down here in turn number 2. Big crash, Aiden Avecchione. One car up on his lid. That's the number 94 of Daniel Tobin Jr. He is in a world of hurt. A lot of drivers. You see the 31 of Bragg, Tim Williams, Daniel Tobin Jr., Rob Keller, Aiden Avecchione, Daniel Murphy, Joshua Buckley, Dave Bragg, all involved here on the opening lap. Didn't quite get off turn number 2. We'll have to watch this one back. Let's see what happens to our Twitch streamer. The number 94 of Daniel Tobin Jr. Does something happen out in front of him? I suspect it does. As Bragg going to go around and look at everybody piling on the back straightaway. Watch the 31, the Jiffy Lube entry there. Down onto the apron, starts to lose it. Tim Williams, nowhere to go. Brian Bianchi, Daniel Tobin Jr., Dan Butler, there's the 73. Philly Edwards, parking lot. Turn number 2. Keller along with Bob Higgins both came to a complete stop down there. Right on board with Dave Bragg. So a little bit of a rough start for a couple of these drivers. That's going to put a lot of them behind the 8 ball here before we even get things started. There is your race leader, though. He was able to jump out, and he is being scored as the race leader. That's the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. You see him leading Max Darrell, Rex Hoyle, Dalton Williamson, Devin Doyle, Blade Timmons, Rob Higgins, Rob Hayes, and Doyle Lovrance, and Mark Jenkins. That's how they are being scored on our scoring tower for the time being. We'll see if any of those changes happen. Drivers that are down on pit road: Josh Buckley, Dave Bragg, Daniel Murphy Jr., Rob Keller, Bob Higgins, Aiden Alvecchio, and Dan Butler. Tim Williams, Brian Bianchi, and Daniel Tobin Jr. all down on pit road to get service done to their modifieds here tonight. See if they can get back out there. So you do see your race leader. You see some drivers out in front of him right now. That's the number 30 of Bob Higgins. There you see Keller. And I believe that is the 41 of Dan Murphy Jr. There you see Murphy. No stranger from being behind the wheel. Got some real-life experience up there in Massachusetts and Connecticut. Right now, though, he is on the tail end of the lead lap. That is why they are behind the pace car. But in front of the race leader, you see we get the 1 to go marker. They will get to go right around your iRacing.com official safety car. So they're going to double them back up. It'll be Michael Trevarthen taking the outside lane here with Max Terrell to the inside, Dalton Williamson, Rex Hoyle, your front 4 drivers. We will have completed 6 laps here when the iRacing.com safety car does make its way to pit road, and then we will drop the hammer once again here for these modifieds. Got to give a big shout out. I don't know if Sean Single is tuning in. I heard he's watching tonight's race from back home in Ayer, Massachusetts with his parents, wearing his footy pajamas as we go back green flag racing. Michael Trevarthen to the outside this time. Max Terrell with a much better run out of turn number 2. Will he be able to hold the power down here in 3 and 4, though? A little sideways for the 42, but he'll gas it up off 4. He'll lead that time by at the line. Actually, they're going to call that back, and that will actually be credited to Michael Trevarthen from the old eyes up here in the booth. It looked like the 42 of Max Terrell was the race leader at the time of the line, but timing and scoring doesn't lie. The transponders on all the cars are in the same location. This time, though, that lap will go to the 42 of Max Terrell. So Terrell does get a lap led here, but look, the 2! Trevarthen into the outside wall out of turn number 2. The driver out of Florida scraping it with the right side Nerf bars. Don't want to bang up the left or the right front, because you bang up that, you add some camber, you bend the toe out just a little bit, and then that could spell disaster for the rest of your evening. And we're going to only be 10 laps officially into the books here tonight. A little bit deeper into the field, there you see the JL Audio number 25, the driver out of California here tonight. Qualified in the 10th spot, trying to hang on to the top 10. A little high out of turn 2. He'll rub the wall and he'll ride it. Now he'll lose his 10th position. Joshua Buckley in the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes number 13. Just get around. So a couple drivers making some moves. Doyle Lovrance right there. He's been busy out of the Raven Graphics stables, putting out a lot of brand new paints. The Coke Series starting back up here in just a couple of weeks. He's got to get those Latar Esports cars looking pretty fresh. He's got a couple of them up already. Doesn't want to give away all the goodies, but there you see the Razor Apparel number 7. Right now, Doyle has moved up 4 spots. He's running inside the top 10 into that 9th spot. You got to go back just a little bit farther. There's the 38, Brandon Feeney in the Liquid Molly. Granny Hips, number 38. He's picked up 5 spots, and well, he's racing on a broken tablet. Broken laptop, maybe, if you will. He told me before the race to get here tonight, he had to actually smack on the side of his laptop to get it to turn on. So at this point, we're on borrowed time for Brandon Feeney. So Feeney holding off Dan Murphy right now. Philly Edwards right there in car number 73. He was involved in the first yellow flag of the night on lap number 1, turn number 2. But it doesn't look like that car is any worse for wear. Billy Edwards, one of those journeyman drivers here tonight. Of course, it is his rookie campaign with the modified series. Everybody, I guess you can claim, is really a rookie, as you see the 41 there, Murphy, getting underneath Feeney. But Edwards, one of those drivers, if there's a seat, a gas pedal, a steering wheel, and 4 wheels, he said he'll drive it. Give a little Nerf bar taps to the back end of the number 38 there. Brandon Feeney was Philly Edwards down the straightaway. Joshua Buckley and Doyle Lowrance going at it also inside the top 10. Lowrance going to slide back a slot. There goes Joshua Buckley and the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes. Checkered flag auto supply number 13. He'll pick up his 10th spot. That'll tie him with Mark Jenkins, who's just out ahead of him for the most spots gained here tonight. Race leaders still going to be Max Terriel, Michael Trevarthen, Dalton Williamson. Nothing has changed in the top 3. Nothing's changed in the top 4 or 5, actually, as Rex Hoyle, the Colony Tire and Service Center, number 54, is right there. He is in line, sandwiched in between a couple of those BK Paints modifieds. You see them right there, running 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. A good night here for the old cowboy. Rob Higgins' fiance just headed down to, I believe it was Austin, Texas. She just returned back from a trip on Monday, and what did she bring him? A genuine cowboy hat. Well, we have the picture in the studio. Is one driver going to climb the wall? I believe that's the 99. That is the driver out of Richmond, Virginia. Mark Jenkins driving car number 99 here tonight. Did not get any practice times in here before we went racing. Did qualify into the 18th position out of 22 cars. And he has climbed 10 positions since the drop of the green flag. We know he has a lot of speed in the 99. They just, they're a little bit of the underfunded budget teams that are here with Red Light Racing, and they don't like to wear out the tires or beat up the springs of the chassis in practice, so they pretty much unload and come out and race. And they do put on a heck of a show when they show up to run. Everybody now starting to really stretch themselves out. You'd have to go up here. There's the number 22, Devin DeWell, the Double D, right now, sitting in that 4th spot. Something happened to Blade Timmons. We missed it. As they're telling me, this is what happened to Blade Timmons. Got up out of the groove as he tried to go around the 54. Devin DeWell just going to go right down to the bottom side. He'll say 2 for 1 down the back straightaway. 25 laps officially completed here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modified Series presented by Red Light Racing. Round number 5 here for the Modifieds, and it has so far been, well, since lap number 9, all Max Terriel out front here. Last time by, he was the second quickest car. Michael Trevarthen was actually the quickest car out there. So it was Terriel, Williamson. Your top 3 fast times last time by at the start-finish line. And this time by, it's going to hold true to the same top 3 fast times. Little sideways for the 54, Colony Tire and Service Center. The 505 Motorsports driver, Rex Hoyle. Now it's Blade Timmons' turn, as now there's a battle back there, and that's the battle for that 8th position. Josh Buckley going to make quick work of Mark Jenkins. He'll pick up his 11th spot by bumping Mark Jenkins back down to the 9th spot. So Josh Buckley with a pretty fast hot rod here tonight. He'll go down, touch the apron, and turn number 4 sideways just a little bit in that modified. Heating up that right rear tire. Right front tire really takes a lot of abuse on these modifieds. You see them very low to the ground, but when they do go down into the corner, it really loads that right front tire up. By the end of this one, a lot of these drivers in their right fronts, they will be screaming. So how about it's been a couple of seasons since Joshua Buckley has gone to victory lane. He has 2 wins here on Thursday night in the SK Modifieds. Doesn't have a modified per se win, but it's all the same when you count up the SKs to the regular modified tour. Don't tell that to the drivers out of the Northeast. They may yell at me. Up front, though, Rex Hoyle is getting hounded. Blade Timmons all over the back end. One driver from North Carolina, one driver from South Carolina. Both drivers battling for that 5th spot right now. Hoyle does hold down the 5th position here, while Blade Timmons would really like to have it. He was as high up as running 3rd here tonight. Now back there running into that 6th spot. Still a very long way. We're not quite to the halfway point. This time by, we will complete lap number 34, so only 34 down out of the 100 scheduled here tonight, and this is looking like it's going to be one of those long-run races here tonight to see who can have the best long-run car, who will be able to save the tires on their modified here and be left at the end of this one if a late race yellow were to come out. Now they're battling back there. The 23. Timmons to the inside of the Colony Tire and Service Center, 54, North Carolina. So Rex Hoyle going to have to fall back into position number 6. And so that leaves Florence, South Carolina, of Blade Timmons on the hunt. That's one more spot back to where he was early on. Can he run down Double D now? Don't blink because, well, this driver has now reeled in the race leader, Michael Trevarthen, coming off a very high as of picking up the W on Monday night in the Scrambler Series. Trying to see if he can get it done here for the 3rd time. Sorry, yeah, that would be the 3rd time. Just about started to read his teammate of Blade Timmons' stats off to you, but then I noticed that, well, he's not Blade Timmons. That's Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen going to lose a 10th last time by at the line to the race leader. Max is one of those wily veterans, though. He will let you burn your stuff up. Does look like Trevarthen is entering just about a half a lane lower into the corners and then exiting about a half a lane higher. There you see Aiden Avecchione going to the top side. He is 1 lap down currently. Now he'll go 2 laps down to the race leader. A couple drivers that are out of this event already. Dan Butler has called it tonight. Tim Williams, who finished 3rd. On Monday night, he has called it an evening. Brian Bianchi in the Culpeppers Bakery Cafe, number 14, Massachusetts, has called it an evening back in 21st. And unfortunately, Daniel Tobin Jr. will be credited with a 22nd place finish here tonight at the end of this one. Looking around, Rex Hoyle back after now here because Blade Timmons just went to the outside of Devin Duell and he took that spot away from him very quickly. Devin didn't put up much of a fight there to Timmons. Now Rex Hoyle trying to see if he can find a way. Going around the lap car there of Aiden Avecchione. And these 2 drivers, they're battling to stay in the lead lap and pick up some spots. Dave Bragg and Bob Higgins. They've kind of been all over each other here for the last couple of minutes. See, Bob Higgins, the owner and operator of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, our primary sponsor here on Mondays and Thursdays with Red Light Racing. Friendly, knowledgeable staff up there at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. They have everything to keep your car on the road. Make sure to stop on over with Bob and Josh and Rob, always there at some point. Make sure if you at least, if you don't need any car parts to keep the car on the road, you got to keep the interior smelling good, and they got those little tree air fresheners there for you. There you see the race leader, Max Harrod. He has started to pull away now once again from Michael Trevarthen. They are coming up on the lap down car, or will be a lap down car now as Bob Higgins swings well to the outside. They'll allow race leader Max Harrod to scoot down on the bottom side as Trevarthen caught him just in the wrong spot. And how about it? Tuning in out there just at the halfway point, Mr. Footy Pajamas, Sean Single. Sean, I'm supposed to tell you that Blade Timmons says, don't worry, he'll wash your footy pajamas so you can come back and race on Monday. I don't know what he means by that, but hey, I'll let you talk to your buddy about that one. Dave Bragg going to move to the outside in car number 31. Max Terriel now starting to open up a gap, about 4, 5, 6 cars now actually down the front straightaway over Michael Trevarthen. Rex Hoyle has not been able to find a way back around Double D. Blade Timmons did get around, and then all of a sudden it seems like Blade Timmons has started to back off just a little bit, maybe cooling the tires. Then he'll start to make a late race charge, probably with about 30 laps to go. You're going to see Blade Timmons turn the jets on. Rob Keller, Brandon Feeney, and then Mr. Philly Edwards. There you see Edwards. He'll be the next car on the chopping block for the 42 of Max Terriel. And Terriel is really setting a blistering pace. Now that we're at the halfway point, he did lead the halfway point. If he leaves another 7 laps, he'll pick up the most laps led here tonight. This is the best battle that is on the speedway right now, and it's these 3 cars. There you see the number 23, the number 22, and the 54 NC. That's Timmons, Noel, Hoyle right now, back there, 4th, 5th, and 6th on the speedway. Nobody's getting away from each other. It's just like watching them at Talladega or Talladega, one of the super speedways, maybe Daytona. These 3 cars are just kind of locked together. That's probably the biggest gap we've seen for a while between all of them as Hoyle really stretches back in. Now it looks like Double D going to get a great run off turn number 4. Just the straightaways are not long enough to really do anything. He'll pull into about a half a car length off the back bumper of car number 23 as they work down the back straightaway. Billy Edwards, Brandon Feeney all have gone a lap down now to the race leader, Rob Keller. And Dan Murphy Jr. are the next 2. And as you just saw, Keller just picked up a spot there. He'll get around Murphy Jr. Murphy running the way outside here, and he's got to be very careful because there are marbles up there. There was a pass. It looks like, I'm being told, Michael Trevarthen was into the outside wall 2 laps ago. He actually lost P number 2. Something happened. Max Terriel having a little bit of blinking issues there for just a moment. And that's actually going to allow Dalton Williamson, the youngster out of Tampa, Florida, to get right there. So what can Dalton do now that he is there? All over the back end of the 42. Dalton going to peak low here down the front straightaway. He'll have the nose to the inside of the 42 of Max Terriel. New race leader in turn number 1. Maybe a crossover attempt coming here. Not going to quite have the momentum, so it's just going to go there to Dalton Williamson. 1 driver to pit road. That's the 13 of Joshua Buckley. Buckley going to come to pit road. I don't think this is a scheduled stop for the driver out of Massachusetts. So he'll come to pit road as your new race leader. Dalton Williamson led that time by at the line. So now with just 40 laps to go, he now puts himself into P number 1. Can that BK Paints entry lead the way? He missed a race early in the season, which put him all the way back to the 20th spot in the points championship, losing 13 spots because he did not actually turn a lap at Watkins Glen. And it looks like he also missed one other race here this season. And, well, he has a win, and he has a top 10. So 2 top 10s and a win for Dalton Williamson. He's a 2-time SK Modified Series champion here with Red Light Racing. Right now, he's your race leader. 0.4 of a second right now is the gap between your race leader and Max Terriel. Now, we did see Terriel get up into the outside wall a little while ago. That's what allowed Dalton Williamson to really close the gap and then get around him. Is there damage on the 42? Did Max Terriel get up there? Did he kind of put some damage on that right front tire? Can't see anything really as he approaches the 271 there of Aiden Avecchione. Could possibly be wheel damage. Can he hold off the number 2 now of Michael Trevarthen, who has fallen back to third? He'd like to at least get that second place back where he started here tonight. The 41 there of Murphy Jr. will go a lap down. That'll leave 11 cars. There is that 11th place car. 11 cars on the lead lap. That's Rob Keller. So it'll be Rob Keller, Doyle Lowrance sitting up there into the 10th position. And Doyle said tonight he wasn't going to make it 5 laps around the speedway. Wasn't going to make it 5. Well, he's already made it 68. Well, let's not count the chickens before they hatch. Now he's officially made 68 laps here tonight. So congratulations, Doyle Lowrance. You have completed over... Well, if you make this lap, it'll be 70% of this race. Double D and Hoyle back here, still battling for that 5th and 6th position on the speedway. Blade Timmons has started to open up a little bit of a gap there between these 3 drivers. So other than that, your race leaders in traffic working their way through some of these drivers on this very long run. Only had 1 caution flag here tonight to bunch the field up, and that happened back on lap number 1, turn number 2, where a good portion of the field got taken out. Max still able to hold serve, so his car looking pretty good here. The Tuxedos by 10, number 54, North Carolina, though, always looking good, dressed to impress. I think Aiden Avecchione's testing out that top side still. Lowrance and Keller about to start the battle. Lowrance has it. Keller wants it. He wants to put a car between him and your race leader, and that's exactly what he's going to do down in turns 1 and 2. Now the 57 of Keller will pick up the 10th spot. He started back in 20th. He is the biggest mover of the race right now. Josh Buckley was that big mover, but something going wrong with Joshua Buckley. There you see Doyle Lowrance going high in the Razor apparel. Number 7, so he'll go down a lap. That'll leave 10 cars left onto the lead lap here tonight. Oh, and Trevarthen just catching the lap car there at the wrong spot on the exit of turn number 2. Killed the momentum underneath his modified. Of course, he's got a Ford motor in there. That killed a lot of the power there already. Here comes Rex Oil. He'll peek to the inside out of turn number 4. Now down into turn number 1. Not going to quite have the momentum built up in that 54. 23 laps to go. It'll be 22 when they come back around here this time by. Williamson still setting a very strong pace here. Well, the question being, who will hold on to a top 5 spot? Who will be just on the outside looking in? 21 laps away from finding out. Keller, you got somebody knocking on your back door. Race leader, Dalton Williamson. looking up ahead of Rob Keller because Keller's going to swing high down here in 3 with 20 laps to go. They're getting 19 to go. The next car that'll be on the chopping block, that is Mark Jenkins, Richmond, Virginia's own. Mark Jenkins holding the 9th spot with the 99. Then it's, how about Rob Haynes? He's been very quiet here tonight. We haven't talked much about the driver out of Santa Clara, California. The JL Audio entry. Took a couple weeks off of racing, had to tend to his lovely wife out there, and I've been told she is doing very well. So we got to give a big shout out to Rob's wife out there, and we hope you continue to improve. As Rob got to come out and play with the boys tonight. He said he's just here to have a little fun. And boy, is he having it here tonight. Started in 10th, up to running in 8th and 17 laps to go. He's got a good size lead because right there is your race leader. Can he stay on the lead lap here tonight? He does have, of course, Mark Jenkins in between. One driver off the pace, I believe. That was the number 73 of Philly Edwards. What happened to Edwards? The truck says they have it right here. This is out of turn 4. Something happens down here into turn number 1. Oh, he climbs the wall, goes straight. Oh, boy. Didn't quite come to a stop, so it didn't bring the caution flag out. He did hammer right back into it and kept it going. Now he'll come to pit road. So Philly Edwards' day, that was looking pretty solid. Was running inside the top 15. Now bumps him to 16th as he's down on pit road. 14 laps to go. Well, that's right. Famous out there out of Utah, traveling up and down the West Coast over there in Utah also. Make sure to check out Famous by Morning. Believe it's Famous by Morning Photography out there. I could be wrong. Danny, you can go ahead and correct us, but a lot of good photo shoots. The rallycross out there and some dirt track racing out in the West Coast. Danny gets to travel and take some photos, and even one time getting super close in person with one of those dirt cars going down into turn number 1. 12 to go. Race leader still Dalton Williamson. Murphy and Lowrance back here, battling for the 11th and 12th position as we got 11 laps to go here tonight. Both drivers currently sitting 1 lap down. Look at Murphy all over the back end of the riser. Apparel number 7, Lowrance, and I thought he was about to give him the 3-tap Teddy rule. A lot of the drivers out of the Northeast know about the 3-tap Teddy rule. I bump you once to let you know, bump you twice, hey, you're really in the way, and 3 times, well, you're going to find it in the fence line. So now Murphy is going to get to the inside of Lowrance. Lowrance going to let him go right around the bottom side. He would like to finish this one, whether it's a lap down or not. Doyle Lowrance is going for gold here tonight. 9 to go. It'll be 8 to go when he comes back around here. So 8.5 laps for Dalton Williamson. He has the 2nd most wins in modified history with Red Light Racing. He'd like to take another one, put it up underneath his belt. Nobody's going to stop him. Except for maybe one of those dreaded caution flags, but we'll see if those come out. Max Tarrant really pushing hard. Let's take a look at the last lap times. Dalton Williamson, your fastest car. He ran a 17.86 to a 17.91 for Michael Trevarthen to a 17.97 there for Max Terriel. Those are your fastest drivers out on the speedway. Then it's Devin Dewell. He was the 4th fastest car. 6 to go for a man that's been in victory lane only 1 time this season. Max Terriot would like to go to victory lane here. As there's 5 fingers in the air that time, it's just 5 laps to go. Time is running out though if you're Max Terriot. Did you really blister that right front tire? If there was anything left of the tires on the right-hand side of car number 42, you can guarantee that Max would be using it. But it looks like it may just come up just a little short here tonight. Race leader see 3 to go, that time by at the line. Rob Haynes, you got 2.5 laps to hold off your race leader of Dalton Williamson. Can he do it? The JL Audio. They're going to see the old popsicle sticks this time. Dalton Williamson, no pressure from behind, about a 1.3 second lead as the popsicle sticks are out. Popsicle sticks in the air here tonight. They'll come back around here. We're at the white flag when we finish this one in regulation. Dalton Williamson right now is counting all his lucky horseshoes, red balloons, as it's the white flag. Final lap around presented by Colt Pepper's Bakery and Cafe here tonight. Williamson looks good down in 1 and 2. No pressure from behind. He knows nobody's there. Slowly, smoothly down into 3. Turn 4 looks absolutely beautiful. He'll pick up the win here tonight. There's your race winner. Dalton Williamson will pick up the checkered flag after 100 laps here tonight. Max Terrell, Michael Trevarthen, Blade Timmons, Devin Duell, Rex Hoyle, Rob Higgins, and Rob Haynes will hang on here tonight to finish 8th on the lead lap. Mark Jenkins and Rob Keller round out the top 10. Timing and scoring on the left-hand side of the screen. Find where your favorite driver finished here tonight. A rough one if you were a Daniel Tobin Jr., Brian Bianchi, Tim Williams, Dan Butler, and even Joshua Buckley, who did make it back out onto the racetrack, but he'll finish 18th here tonight. Your race winner, gonna burn him down on the front straightaway. There's the BK Paints Rev Esports driver. How about a little congratulatory bump there from the number 40 of Rob Higgins, who will finish 7th here tonight. We're taking a quick step away here from the Nashville Fairgrounds, and we'll be back with the driver out of Florida.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway here tonight. Round number 5 of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modified Series for Red Light Racing. And after 100 laps, there is a winner here tonight. Let's go down trackside. Talk to the winner out of Tampa, Florida. It's the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. Dalton picking up your 2nd win this season with the Modified Tour. A little bit deep down on points. This one's really going to propel you.
Yeah, especially after being out at Watkins Glen, having COVID. That one hurt. I was really looking forward to that race, but tonight the plan was pretty much, try to qualify up front. I messed up 3 and 4 during qualifying, so it knocked me back down the order a little bit. And so I figured just riding there at the beginning and saving the right rear would be the best thing to do.
With only 1 caution flag here tonight, was it hard to really cool the tires to knock laps off the board, or was this car just that well hooked up here tonight, set on cruise control?
Like I normally say, I think the biggest thing was just the heat, trying to keep the heat equal so the car wouldn't come around or get loose, just kind of stay stable throughout the whole run.
Well, it stayed stable for you here tonight. A pretty uneventful night for you as you were able to pick off Michael Trevarthen and Max Terriot there when he had his little spat with the outside retaining wall. Now, we're done here in Nashville. Looking forward to the next one, USA Speedway down in Lakeland, Florida. Coming back to Florida, your hometown.
I don't know there. Max normally runs really good there. I normally get beat there quite a bit. I don't know. There's something about the setup there I just can't figure out. I seem to get tighter on the long run. So we're going to put my best foot forward and try to loosen the car up and see what happens. Congrats to Max and Mike on their good run tonight. Other than that, man, I don't have much to say.
Well, we'll roll the red carpet out for you, sir. We hope you're feeling better from COVID. As we know, we were out last week for that, too. So the microphone's yours. Don't cough on it. I don't want to get sick again.
Well, first and foremost, Roger, I'm glad you're feeling better. Appreciate all the admin, Josh and all the admin over Red Light Racing, man. They do a great job. It gets better every year. Turn 3 Racing, Mike, Sean, Blade, all the guys over at Rev Esports, Nitro Racing, McConey Setup Shop, Trevor Edwards, and all the guys that helped me on the short track side of things for Super Lake Models and Platinum RV Services. And other than that, not too much.
There you hear it. Drive out of Tampa, Florida. He's going to go relax now. I'm sure he'll go drink a nice warm glass of milk, and then he'll go to bed here tonight to get his, body rejuvenated from tonight. So there you hear it from Dalton Williamson. He's tonight's winner after 100 laps here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Finishing second, it's the driver of that black number 42. How about it, Max? A little bit of an eventful night for you. Qualified on the pole. Lost the lead on lap number 1. Was able to get it back then, but the outside wall bit you tonight.
I don't remember hitting the outside wall, and I don't know when you saw that on the broadcast. Maybe it happened. I didn't feel that it affected that much. I was taking it easy, and with 40 to go, I thought he was pushing really hard to get back up front, so I let him go, and thought I would have had a chance by the last 15 or 10 laps, but he managed his tires well, and it didn't happen.
Well, you didn't get it done here tonight, but, looking at the schedule, USA, Dalton says you're good. Then we go to New Hampshire, North Wilkesboro, Myrtle Beach. We know there's a lot of good short tracks coming up on the schedule.
Yeah, but they drive differently with the Tour Modifieds compared to the SK, so we'll see how who the setup favors, and but with higher speeds with these Tour Modified cars, tire management is much more important than back when we had the SKs.
Well, you're still able to wheel and deal these, whether it's the Modified or the SK Modified. So tonight, you wheel and deal it into a P number 2. Who do you got to thank back home?
Yep, my girlfriend, my friend Max at MK Medic, and my dad. It's good to hear you back in the broadcast booth. To Josh and Rob for running this Checkered Flag Auto Supply League on Thursday nights. And we will see you guys next week.
There you hear it from Max Terriel tonight. He'll finish P number 2 here tonight. And finishing third, the driver who, I don't know. You had a golden horseshoe on Monday night. What happened here tonight?
Yeah, it just started to pace off pretty quick there with Max, and you see Dalton falling back a little bit. He was saving his stuff, so I knew we were sitting ducks at that point. And exactly what I thought was going to happen did happen. But hats off to Dalton for the win. Hell of a race for Max there.
So you said the tires went away, then late in the going, you ran down the 42 of Max Terriel. What did you need to get around him for P number 2?
I think we were too equal. I mean, I could close the gap, get back to him, cool the right front back down and get back to him, but I just couldn't really do anything with it. Well,
good run for you. You were able to carry the momentum from Monday night's big win to lock yourself into the playoffs, and this night you back it up with another strong podium. Who do you got to thank back home with the Rev Esports Group?
Definitely want to give a big shout out to BK Paints, Coney Setup Shops, Platinum RV Services, Rev Esports, Turn 3 Racing Network, Josh and the admins here at Red Light. I mean, the list goes on. My family. I mean, we could do this all night long, brother.
And he's getting pretty tired already from all the racing he just did here tonight. So Michael Trevarthen will keep his strong rallies going. He'll finish P number 3 here tonight. You heard from Dalton Williamson, our winner here. Max Terriel, Michael Trevarthen, Blake Timmons back there in 4th, and Double D, Devin Doyle, will finish back into the 5th position. That's how your top 5 all finish here tonight after 100 laps at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway here in Nashville, Tennessee. It was a great race here, and it was great to be back behind the microphone here with the Modified Tours with Red Light Racing after a week off from, unfortunately, battling COVID like a lot of the drivers also were battling, you heard, over the last couple of weeks. But we're ready to bring you the rest of the racing season here. We will head to the USA International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida just next Thursday night before we head back north to the New Hampshire Speedway. North Wilkesboro is a stop back in February before we head back down here to the south. Myrtle Beach in February, along with Hickory, Irwindale, and Stafford to wind down the season for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modified Series for Red Light Racing. But for all of us from the Checkered Flag, all of us with Red Light Racing, and all of us here with the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed tonight's show here from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, and we hope you all stay safe, and we will see you at the races.